Now, out for the rocks on the road.
Look! What a big ship! Is that the Five-Toothed warship?
Oh, wow! That ship's as tall as 5 stories! Taller than the city wall!
So many ships. I never thought Kaifeng could muster such a naval display.
Mose once built a wooden kite, 3 years to make, and 1 day to fall. Now the kite I've made can not only soar for days, scouting the enemy day and night without rest, it can also harness the firestone, whistle out commands, and lead the battle charge. But when has there ever been a kite that soars forever? Still, even if it does fall one day, what is more important is how high it once flew, and how far. I have already reported to the prefect. The Jingming Pool naval exercises are in position. Once the guests are seated, the banquet can begin. This year, the celestial phenomena are unusual. The cherry blossoms in the Imperial Garden are blooming all year round. It seems the Southern Expedition will be a great victory. Such a magnificent scene. And the quintet is nearing completion. If we don't enjoy the flowers and feast, wouldn't it be a waste?
What I heard is that military pay was delayed since the Kaifeng currency crisis, and the quintet warship couldn't be finished on time. Hosting a banquet here? You're not really admiring cherry blossoms, are you?
Seeing through everything. You're not simple. The prefect, under the guise of watching the naval exercises, is hosting a banquet for distinguished guests here. Indeed, it's to raise military funds and prepare for the southern campaign. Now with the internal strife in Qinghu, they can't even take care of themselves. Our army will march southeast and surely seize the middle reaches of the Yangtze River. By then, the upstream Shu Kingdom, the downstream Tang Kingdom, and Song will inevitably clash. At present, If we can use the power of the Navy to intimidate them, they will surely provide the military funds to get through this crisis.
What a brilliant move to scare the tiger by striking the mountain. I wonder, between Shu and Tong, who's the mountain and who's the tiger?
Both countries have now sent envoys, who linger around the Imperial Garden under the pretext of paying tribute. Pretending to tour is merely to spy on the naval strength of Jingming Pool. The prefect's banquet happened to fulfill their wishes. As for who is the mountain and who is the tiger, that will depend on themselves. The invitation is here. Please deliver it for me, young hero. As long as the message is delivered, there's no reason for them not to come. Once the guests are seated, the banquet can begin.
Ladies' laughter, a flare of spring blossoms, dazzling ears.
This time, I will not fail my father's trust. Judging by your noble demeanor, you must be an envoy from another country, am I right? Good perception. I am Mang Xuanjia, the Crown Prince of Shu. What brings you to seek me? The governor is hosting a banquet at Baojun Tower and especially sent me to invite the distinguished guests to attend. Oh, I've long heard of the fine wines and delicacies of the great song. This time, I'll go and experience them myself.
The Jinmingpu Navy is truly extraordinary.
Greetings.
Greetings, young hero. I am Gui, the Vice Minister of Water Resources of Southern Tong. Young hero, what brings you here?
The governor has prepared a banquet at Baojun Tower and sent me to invite you.
A banquet? This, Young hero, please go ahead first. I will join you shortly.
The general is here. Strangers keep out.
Sorry for the interruption.
No need for formalities. Young hero, are you here for the banquet at Baojin Tower?
Yes, once the guests are seated, the banquet can begin.
Thank you, young hero. I will join you shortly.
The Quintident warship towers with 5-deck citadels and stands over 30 meters tall, capable of mustering 1,000 warriors. This ship stands firm in the center of the army, as solid as a fortress. It is also equipped with 6 sets of giant stone catapults, each with the force of 1,000 cannons. Smashing nearby boats, big and small, is effortless.
This massive warship is so huge, sailing from the north to the Shanghai region. If the waterline changes, how do we stabilize the center of gravity?
Minister Gu has great insight. When sailing from the Bian River system into the Tianhuai region, the difference in water density causes uneven ship draft lines. Wei Dynasty Quintident relied on manual sand and stone ballasting for balance, and that slowed down its speed. But speed is crucial in war. Improved by the contraption techniques of the Maw Gate, this ship is now a far cry from its former self. Switch to water tank ballast, draw and discharge water locally, and adjust the waterline as easily as moving your arm. In this way, this ship can travel between the northern and southern waterways, as if entering an unguarded land.
Good. In the past, when the Sui dynasty conquered the Qin dynasty and unified the north and south, this ship was built to secure the Yangtze River. Lost to time, with the aid of the contraption techniques of the Maw Gate, it has finally reappeared. Once the final batch of military pay arrives, the southern expedition can be launched within 10 days. Honored envoys, although Shu and Tong follow the calendar of our great Song, Song regards both countries as brotherly nations. You've always been diligent with the annual tribute of money and grain. Now, Nanping and Wuping are in turmoil. The military governor of Wuping has sent a letter asking for help. The commoners of Jinghu are in dire straits. Bashu and Jiangnan are both along the Yangtze River, so they are likely to be generous in aiding those in need.
Jiangnan has already exhausted its national resources, having paid tribute 3 times this year alone. Countless gold, silver, and silk fabrics. It's really...
Lord Zhao, the military funds required by the Great Song have been transported with the Shu Kingdom's fleet. It is currently stationed outside the Huilong post, ready for delivery at any moment. Only 2 requests for the Song dynasty to fulfill. First, once the Song occupies the Yangtze River, they must not advance westward first. Second, they must hand over the restoration diagram of the 5-toothed warship to the Shu Kingdom.
Okay. Please, esteemed envoy, after the banquet, enter Jinming Pool. Admire the great ship and hand over the diagram. Someone, draft the contract. Since the 2 countries have already made a treaty, General Rong, please hand over your talisman and lend it to the Shu envoy for a while.
Baoshan Tower is a majestic sight.
General, why do you look so worried?
Young hero, he fell ill a few days ago. Since you are a guest of honor.
Today's banquet hosts honored talents invited by the Emperor. We must be very careful. How are the preparations? Nothing out of...
Lord Zhao, the diagram is the highest...
Right now, military provisions are the most important. If we don't send troops with you here today...
Speak. What do you...
Jinming pulled in such a crucial military... The theft of the diagram, not... I could also...
Stealing from one's...
If we can switch...
Young hero. If...
In that case...
banquet is about to end, Jinming Pool is...
Behold the Quintident warship.
Exactly. The towering ship has 5 decks, stands over 100 feet tall, and can accommodate 1,000 warriors. 6 giant hammer poles are set up around, hanging high on all sides. And the ship's hull is as majestic as a grand mansion. Once the giant hammer falls from above, the enemy ship will be shattered to pieces. Wang Zhen's tower ship sailed down to Yizhou and dimmed the royal Jinling. It's been 5 years since Emperor Shuzong commissioned this pond for naval training in Kaifeng.
Breathtaking indeed.
This unprecedented in scale. I've returned my talisman. I can't go further from here. It's all on you now, young wanderer. The envoy of Shu has arrived at the palace hall. The Navy is conducting drills, and this place is heavily guarded. When approaching the do not alert the garrison troops.
With so many guards, how can we get close to the envoy of Shu?
Naturally, we'll first survey the terrain, plan, and then act. The water functions as a natural defense. Even the most excellent swimmer will not be able to swim that far. With this distance, even the best swimmer will be powerless. The flank is well guarded. They have even dispatched elite bugle soldiers. It would be unwise to attempt entry there. By then, the entire Jingling pool will be on high alert, and the boarding passages will be sealed. A frontal attack is out of the question. The entire route is lined with officials and soldiers come to greet the later Shu envoy. An unwise charge will only alert the enemy. However, I've already left something for you to step on, at the mast of the Haihu ship and at the eaves of the hall. With this, you can spring upward and reach higher ground. Proceeding across the eaves, you can approach the water in front of the square quietly. The willows by the water will be your best cover when it comes time to dive. There is no way for us to get to the banks with all of those soldiers and officials around. Perhaps you could hold your breath and enter the outlet from underwater. This way, you will be able to approach their handover points and secretly obtain what you need to know. Before boarding the Quintident warship, make sure not to alert the official troops. Before boarding the Quintident warship, make sure not to alert the official troops. Before boarding the Quintident warship, make sure not to alert the official troops.
military funds are waiting on the station. After obtaining the 5-tooth warship diagram, we can finalize the deal.